I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
That was weird. That was really weird. StreamYard just shut off on me, man. All right, screw it. No more pushing buttons. We're just going to do this thing. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a later in the evening version of What's Your Issue? We got a couple of people we got issues with lately. Couple of people. And it affects everybody, so we have to come out here and talk about it, right? Chris, welcome to the show.
What's going on?
This is Real Talk with Christopher Brown.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, we look, we've had a couple things show up lately, and I can't call it anything but shady business practices. Okay, there's nothing cool about it. There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing legit about it as far as I'm concerned. So, Chris, a little background into, like with stuff that's happened with you. People have done you dirty. You didn't turn around and pass dirty onto your customers.
Right.
You paid your customers, actually paid them back upwards of $30-something thousand when somebody shady stole your campaign fund.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we see stuff like this. And now think about this, guys. This dude paid back everybody that his campaign manager ripped off. Every single person. And I'll let you tell the story about where you're at now with this guy and why it's so freaking annoying to you, considering the level of integrity that you show your customers versus the level of integrity that this guy shows his.
Right. And again, there's the thing that you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, right? Right. So it's about the attitude you put forth with people, and well, let's just say this person was not very polite at all. Um, it was a board game that I backed. No, God, back in 2023. Okay, probably 2022 because it was supposed to be delivered in June of 2023. Right,
So almost 2 years late.
almost 2 years late. Now they did have a death and there was a tragedy, and of course you feel for that, and but at the same time, does it take 2 years?
No.
You know, well, so I simply said they put out an email recently that because of the tariffs now, they are not going to be shipping the games to the United States. They shipped them to all over the rest of the world, which coincidentally also have tariffs, VAT taxes, and so on, but they are not shipping them here. Now they said if they tried to ship the games here to the United States, that they would have to pay an extra $900,000, and that would bankrupt the company. Well, you had 2 years before this to get this done. It's not my issue.
That's the whole thing. It's like it's not the customer's fault that things have changed 2 years after you were supposed to deliver this game.
And that wasn't. I could understand if they were, pleasant about it and said, like, look, we really please need your help with this to hold off a minute, right?
Or
And
something.
I would have been more receptive to that. But then right after they come back and say, well, if you want, you can air freight it for, I think it's like $60 or $70 extra. And that'll cover your tariff and your shipping. I'm like, but then what got me though was then they said in the next lines, we have copies for Gen Con, which if you don't know what Gen Con is, it's the large gaming convention. So naturally they have copies for that. And we have copies to send to reviewers. I'm sorry, fella. If you have copies you can send to reviewers, you have copies you can send to backers first. They're the ones that paid for it. But then he comes back and says, it's not pre-orders, it's crowdfunding. You may not get one. Okay. That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of these creators saying this is crowdfunding. We're not obligated to send you anything. And yes, I know that is what Kickstarter legally has to say. But morally, ethically, you don't act like this. These people are trusting you and giving you their money. Hell, just today, I got the funds in for Escargot today. I paid for the things to be printed. They're in production and being printed right now. They're going to be shipping to us a lot. I said it was going to be shipped in September. My estimated delivery date to me from my U.S. manufacturer is a lot earlier. It's a lot earlier than what I'm expecting. Plus, I gave them the thicker extra tiles, which I didn't have to do. It cost me an extra couple $100. But I wanted to do it because I give a damn about the people. These guys are showing me clearly the only thing they care about is themselves. In fact, when I said, look, just give me a refund then. If you're giving games out to everybody else, you're giving them away to these, and I'm sure it's not just the base game. I'm sure they're giving the full bore.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I said, if you're giving these out, give me my money back. That's all. Because then you can give that game to one of your reviewers. They said, we'll only give you 75% of what you paid. I said, I didn't only pay 75% of it, did I? You cashed my money right away. It's been sitting in your bank account collecting interest. Let's go. But no, they won't do it. They said, well, you're just going to have to wait then, or you can pay the air freight.
Now, see, this is where my issue comes in, Chris. First off, you're not just a backer. You are a reviewer. A legitimate reviewer that does demos and reviews live on an actual network, not on my own little YouTube channel that nobody watches, on an actual freaking network all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay. You should get a game just on that.
And I'm not asking for anything for free. Understand that, please. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. You paid for the game.
I
You
just
are
want
a
what I paid.
reviewer.
I just want what I paid for. That's all I'm asking for.
And their excuse for we've only sending them to reviewers in Gen Con. Well, Chris is a reviewer. And there's proof of the fact that Chris is a reviewer. And you can see them on Rumble, and you can see them on Pilled, and you can see them on X, and you can see them on Facebook, and you can see them every damn place doing reviews and demos for games.
And this, the thing I have up and shared, I mean, there's my pledge. Okay, well, actually, this isn't even my full pledge because I went into the Game Found where they did their, what do you call it, pledge manager. And I added a couple of things. So yeah, so this was the base pledge in addition to the few things that I added. So they're going to want to charge me $70-$80 extra just to ship this thing DHL air freight. No, I paid for it. It was supposed to come out. You did not, and it's not like they did not make, money on it. 1.2.
No, look, there's $1 million fucking there, dude.
Yeah.
See, this is what pisses me off, guys, and this is what I was saying the other day. Look, I don't give a shit. You have an obligation as a creator that's begging people to help you get your campaign funded, to finance your dream. You're begging other people to finance your dream, and you can't act right to the people that financed your dream.
So here was the initial, right? I added this in, and my total came to this.
$168 he had gave these people to help them crowdfund their stupid fucking game. And yes, now it's a stupid fucking game because it's a stupid company and a stupid guy making these outrageous claims against the people who financed the fact that thing's even in print. It wouldn't even be in boxes without people like him.
Yeah, it says, here's what it says. It says, "Hi, Christopher Brown," which is me, right? He says, "Yes, copies to showcase at Gen Con fall under samples, same as for reviewers. No tariffs for that. Bullshit. If you bring them in, they get tariffed," right?
Yeah.
So it says, "I'm really sorry to inform you that this is not a pre-order campaign, but a crowdfunding campaign. If you'd like a refund, you can accept 75% like everybody else, or wait a few extra months."
75% of your money back for having good faith and trying to help them create their project. 75% of your gift back.
Man, so they want me to give them $42. That's what 75% of, or 25% of the 168 is. They want to give me $42
for holding your
for
money
doing nothing.
3 years. For holding your money for 3 years, they want you to pay them. Look, Bad Crow Games, dude, I beg you to come out here and defend your position because I'm talking about your POS right now, bro.
Okay. And I mean, that $42, that's another, 2 or 3 books I could have backed with somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been holding this money hostage and you're not delivering anything, and now you want him to pay you for holding his money hostage. That makes you a bad player in this game. And I want everybody to tell their friends, nah, no more Bad Crows. I don't care. Keep an eye on this Gabrielson dude, because I don't care what he changes the name of his company to. I will never back, promote, or have anything to do with the clown. Because he's ripping off the fans, man.
Yep. I can promise I will never back another thing of theirs again. Not with treating people like this. And it's not just them; it's other creators that are doing it too that I've noticed, But this is the one that just hit me recently. So that's what
look, people. If you're in a position where you're like ready to ship and you're worried about that, then all your people in email and say, "Hey, man, y'all want me to wait a month or two and see if shit settles down before I ship them?" 9 out of 10 gonna say, "Yeah,
absolutely, yep."
We're not trying to make you come your pocket, but don't be lying to us and treating us like shit instead of taking care of us.
Yeah, because that's what it was. Do you want to wait? No, I don't want to wait. I'd like a refund. Sorry, you only get 75% of your refund. Well, I'm not okay with that.
No.
And
if dude was right, if dude acted right in the first place and just said, "Hey, man, we're gonna wait a couple months and see if things chill out," Chris would have probably went, "All right, cool." But these dudes come off with, "You want it, you got to pay more. If you want it, you got to pay more." If you want
That's
your
not
money
gonna
back, you don't get all your money back. Who the hell? It's not a deposit.
Mm-hmm.
And look, integrity matters in crowdfunding. I'm gonna let you know, Bad Crow. Integrity really matters because, dude, we can make you famous.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can. We can make sure that everybody's talking about you.
Yeah.
And it won't be good. You don't want that kind of freaking press, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, it's I've put out refund requests to EVS as well, especially after what he said. When he said the same thing,
Yeah.
he said the same thing to somebody. This is crowdfunding, not pre-order.
Well,
You're not guaranteed anything.
Those guys that make $1 million think they don't have to produce anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's on their whim. It's on their goodwill. No, you made $1 million fucking dollars. Produce.
And this only hurts the idea of crowdfunding in general.
Yeah.
It makes people not want to do it. And that's the sad thing, is because I know that I cannot make the games without the crowdfunding.
Right.
But I also know that I'm the one that's they're already on the way. You know what I mean? It's already being made. That's why I keep saying so much that I don't go to crowdfunding unless it's ready to print. And now I'm printing in the US, which yes, it costs me more per game. But I'm guaranteeing that you're going to get it quicker, and you don't have to worry about any of this other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not doing.
You're going to get it quicker. You're not going to get any extra charges. You're not going to get any. You're definitely going to get better quality.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, y'all know that's for real. You're going to get better quality.
Mm-hmm. And just like these extra tiles, just like those thicker tiles, right? They cost me an extra $10 per game to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ask anybody for anything? Of
Nope.
course not. And I'm not going to. Would I turn it down? I mean, I'm not stupid, but I'm not going to ask you for it.
Right. It's like it's something that he decided to do after the fact. It wasn't even
Exactly.
considered as a stretch goal. It was a stretch goal.
It was a stretch goal.
He decided to do it anyway.
Yep.
Even cooler. Look, people, treat your fans right.
That's all I ask.
How do you make $1 million freaking dollars on a game when you don't treat your fans right? Somebody like this can only make $3,500, $4,000 or $5,000 on a game,
Mm-hmm.
and he will take care of his people. Better games, better quality, and go ahead and tell me what the whole shipping thing was like before the tariffs and everything. To have something shipped from China, you had to get it on a boat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It cost that much. First, you got to get it to the boat. It costs so much to get it to the boat. You got to get it on the boat. It costs so much to get it over here to the dock, where you got to have it shipped from there to a train station, so the train can bring it across the country to where you're at, and then somebody else got to pick it up from the train station and get it to where you. How many times do you got to pay to have something shipped to you from China?
I can tell you with certainty that you pay for the freight shipping overseas, which some of mine were upwards of $6,000 to $10,000 for shipping alone overseas, right? And it's crazy, but that's what it is, right? And then when it comes into customs, you got to pay the customs fee, which is usually a few $100 to a couple thousand. It depends on what you're bringing in.
Right.
And then, like you said, then it's got to go into what they call the freight forwarder, who then puts it on the train, which is another couple grand to get it to you. And then when it gets on the truck that brings it to my house, then it was usually another $400 to $500.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to worry about that now? Not even a little bit.
Not only that, but if he does it local, he can go see it before he even walks. He doesn't even have to walk out the building with it unless he likes what they printed.
There was one time where, and this is the honest to God truth, that I took I had a Prius, a black one at the time, not the silver one that we went in. But I took my black Prius up to New Hampshire because that's where the warehouse was. And I'm like, I'm not paying you guys to ship these to me. So I had them load all 500 copies of Slaughterville in my car. That honest to God, that Prius, dude, it was scraping. Oh my God. Yeah. But you know what? It's what I did.
Yeah.
It was cheaper to do it that way than.
Yes. This is what I'm saying, guys. Look, I would rather go to a local printer, print more, not have to deal with any of that hassle, not have to pass any of that on to my customers after the fact, which is the problem, what we're talking about here. Look, shit happens. Shit happened to him once, too. He sent some games to the UK. What happened?
Yeah, that was I got charged an extra. I think it was $6,000 or $8,000 extra over what the initial quote was, and it fucking broke. You know what I mean? It was tough.
And he
But, like,
still delivered all them games
but
and
I
took
still
it in the
delivered.
ass over putting a game in people's hands. He didn't come out and go, "Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
you can have a refund. You can get 75%." He didn't go, "You guys have to pay for this extra shipping that they laid on me." And his were on time. They
Yeah.
weren't 2 fucking years late. Look, man, act with integrity, guys, or we're going to shred you. We're not playing these dumbass games anymore. I don't care who you are.
And you know what prevents that 2, 3, 4 years late, or even with comic, is having it done before you go to crowdfunding.
Mhm.
Like, they didn't even have the rules or anything ready for this thing, apparently. And I can't say for certain exactly what they didn't have done, but it shouldn't take 2 years to, design this thing, especially since it's a second edition, right? So you would assume they already had a lot of the assets already made.
Especially since I've sit here and watched you develop and refine game after game in the same amount of time.
I think, what did I print? I think in the last 2 years I printed books, RPGs, a couple of board games, printed, fulfilled, shipped in the time that this $1.2 million campaign could not do their job. And I didn't make 1.2 million anywhere near it. But it would have been nice, don't get me wrong.
And
I
look,
didn't.
I bet his game's better than their game too. You know,
There's
look,
that.
guys.
It-
Take care
But it's
of
not a
that.
popular
Take care of
idea
your
yet.
own. Take care of the people that you know are taking care of you. These companies that are just fucking sticking it on people, man. Let's cut them loose. Leave them behind.
Yeah.
Look for people that are actually doing business with integrity, serious business. Man, this is crazy that so many people are getting away with ripping off gaming and comic fans, and nobody says shit. Guess what? We're saying something.
And speaking of ripping, right? Now, I don't have anything to do with these people. Okay. I want to state that clearly. I'm not paid. I'm not endorsed. They don't know me for Adam, except for Chuck. Chuck knows me. Chuck and I talk. That is one of the reasons why I will honestly support that Rippa stuff. I do have some issues with the books, which you and I have talked about in the back, right? But I don't hear him coming out after the fans yelling and cursing at him. I don't hear him. In fact, he did another post where he was like, "Hey, go for it. Get your book. Do it. This is what you want to get done. Make your book. Do what you want to do." And he wasn't an ass. Never to me, anyway. I can't say how he was to anybody else, but he was never one to me.
I'm just gonna he's in the same category as Ethan.
Okay.
And it's only because these guys don't understand from the fans' point of view. Neither one of them. They've both been in the spotlight. They forgot what it was like to be a fan. Both of them have.
Right.
And being a fan when Ethan was a fan,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking 20, 25 cent comics. It was a completely different game. Newsprint, this, that, the other.
Mm-hmm.
And for all you people saying there's no solution, Alternative Comics prints newsprint for $2.99 an issue and seem to be doing just fine. Oh yeah, look, man, we collected. I have box after box after box of newsprint comic. I never once said, "Man, we need 80 stock covers and glossy." I never once said that as a fan. All I ever wanted was good stories. Good art. I didn't give a fuck how it was packaged.
Yeah.
Guys, nobody cares. It doesn't have to be the very best of the very best when it comes to a floppy. It's a floppy.
I'm trying to think back to when I last saw something that was in, like, because it had sometimes had the little nicks on the bottom of the pages, but it was the newsprint.
Yeah, Alternative Comics, Pete Sametti's comics are all newsprint. All of them. They're just like $2.99 a book or something.
That's not bad at all.
Look, you guys, I'm serious. You guys complaining about solutions and stuff. You can have newsprint comics printed right here in America for way freaking cheaper than whatever China's doing for you in any way, shape, or form. And the fans wouldn't care. Sell us a $5 book. Sell us $5 books all day long. We don't care.
Look at that.
Dude, Tim, we bought news. That's all we bought forever. There was no. Whoever told you that your book has to be a masterpiece of thickness and quality and gloss and was lying to you. It does not. It just has to be a good story that people enjoy. They're going to buy it. They'll buy it in ash can form. They don't eat black and white. They don't. If it's good, they're going to buy it. Quit making it ridiculous, not only on yourself to get it printed and to get it in people's hands, but quit making it ridiculous on fans to try and figure out what they're going to buy this month because they want 10 and can only afford 3. But if it was newsprint, they could buy all 10. For that same money.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bookmark their site and go through their books because I like cryptids and they have something called King Cryptids. So I'm gonna have to
they got some good stuff over there, man. I got some alternative books. Wolf and Batsy used to be an alternative book. I don't think it is anymore, but it was. There's some good stuff over there. And like I said, I'm gonna read it once. I'm gonna put it back in the bag. It's gonna be board, and it's going to be just in good a condition as it possibly can be when it gets passed down or the next time I decide to pull it out and look at it.
Oh, they even have digital.
I'm still going to treat it the same way I treat these mega bound books or whatever the hell. Dude, shut up. Fuck Larry Higgins. I will give you Pete. I will not give you Larry. Larry's a clown. That's a different show altogether.
Yeah.
But there was another guy.
That one.
Okay, wait a minute. What's the name of this company? Bad Crow Games? Bad Crow Games, guys. That's who we've been talking about. Don't let people rip you off. Don't buy stuff from people who don't care about their fans.
No matter who it is.
Yeah, make them famous. I don't care. If they don't care about you, I don't care about them. And right now I'm looking at Bad Crow Games and I know they don't care about their fans. I'll never promote anything they're doing. I won't never, I gave dude opportunity to come out here tonight and defend his position. Which, like I say, could have very easily been solved by just asking his customers to maybe wait a couple months and see what happens with this. But no, as soon as the tariffs hit, that dude's sending out emails about we don't get more money from these motherfuckers. Yeah, he didn't go, hey, man, y'all want to wait a couple months on this? But suddenly it's ready to go to print. Suddenly it's ready to be shipped. It wasn't ready to be shipped 6 months ago, 2 months ago, a month ago. No.
When you heard the rumors of all this going on.
And we sat on them, right? I'll bet they were printed 6 months ago and he just sat on them. This is what I'm talking about. This guy is playing in bad faith. He is a bad actor. He's not somebody you should give your money to. That's it. And I'm going to segue right into the artist of the week.
I was going to say.
Artist of the week. Some of you may have seen my friend Andrew Mangum posting about somebody who just basically lifted his art and was out there selling it for $99 after he traced over it. Same art, but the names are gone. The signatures on the actual art are gone. It's not the actual art piece. It's not their art. But they're out there trying to get $99 for it. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
That's what I do.
Come on. There you go. Right there. Okay. My boy Andrew. Now look, Andrew's like the first person I bought a piece of actual original art from 7 years ago. He's a friend of mine. He would not come out and BS about this. You can see right there. There's his signature. This is his art. Well, dude was out there trying to sell a piece exactly like this. Exactly. With no signature. Signature's gone.
The dude even did you see that? He even put his pen there and the lightning bolts are all in the same place. Come on, man. Yep.
What's up with you, right? So this guy, Richard, what is his name? I forgot.
Hold on, let me get to
No,
it.
Regen Silva.
Yep.
Regens Silva, who is not a member of the Madness, is not a friend of mine, for obvious reasons. Because I don't accept people that are fakes in the first place into the group. But so Andrew just asked him, hey, don't be stealing our stuff. Well, the dude got really shitty with Andrew, and Andrew has all the receipts. And dude got shitty with me, which that ain't gonna go over right. He told me to mind my own business. Well, guess what? Protecting my friends from people like you, that's my business, bro. So fuck you, quit stealing art from people and acting like
Yeah.
I just can't tolerate this shit, man. There's so many scammers out there. And I posted something about it the other day, and Nita's like, oh, for real, they're fucking everywhere right now, right?
Really?
And then my friend Bill Moss comes out there and he's like, you must have somebody specific in mind. And I was like, dude, I can go into any group and pull a scammer out and show them to you. Any Facebook comic group that I'm in, I can go into right now and pull a scammer out of every one of them and show you who they are. And you'll notice they ain't in my group. I don't let them in my group. I curate everybody. Yeah, don't worry about it, Timothy. You can like Larry. I don't. That's all.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, bro. Larry and I have history. He knows it. We ain't never gonna be friends. That's all. I don't give a shit. You can like him if you want. That's between you and God.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, you could see that there was nothing. I mean, it was a direct copy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's almost like he took the color one, put it into a black and white or a pencil sketch filter, and just did that.
Yeah. And then he's like you said, he's taking pictures with his pen against it, like he drew it.
Like he drew it.
Dude, just make oof. And everybody knows this ain't nothing new. I don't do drama streams. This ain't my thing. But when we directly have somebody that's out here ripping off my friends and people I care about and people I try to help make money, and then I got clowns like that out there ripping their money off, I'm not going to be quiet and sit on the sidelines about it. We've been here before where there was this one dude who scammed like 4 or 5 of my friends in a row, one after the other. And I could not get a single one of them people to come out live and out dude so that people would be aware of him and he wouldn't get victim number 6. I couldn't get 5 people. I don't want the drama, man. But, and it's like, really? So you're okay with that dude going and burning somebody else because you won't come out here and verify that this dude is a scam thief? So it's okay that there's another victim after you and another victim after that person, another victim after that person. The first person should have come out and said something.
That's why I'm here.
Shouldn't have been 5. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm protecting my friends from bad actors. It ain't nothing about drama streaming. Look, I did invite the dude. I told him, you're more than welcome to come out here and defend your position. Dude ain't nowhere to be seen because he knows he's acting in bad faith against the customers that gave him $1.2 million fucking dollars.
And it's never about accidents happen, or it's never about unforeseen circumstances, because I am probably the most forgiving person for that kind of a thing. Mainly because I had that 30 grand stolen from me during that campaign. That was nothing. I didn't get a dime from this thing. And
the shipping thing,
who could see that happen?
And the shipping thing, you had already taken everybody's money, and then the UK changed the shipping rules. The UK changed the shipping rules.
What can you do?
It's kind of like today with tariffs. Shit happens. People own it. Own it. That's all. Be man up about your shit,
So now we print in the US and we get it out to you on time and everybody's fine. Yeah. It's great. But this guy, I'm telling you, How do they get away with stuff like that? Let me ask you that.
That's what I don't get. Because nobody will say nothing. Like I said just a minute ago, because nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to be the guy that comes out and actually calls somebody out. Okay, I don't like being that guy either. I don't like having drama shows on my network.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this kind of shit. At the same time, I don't like my friends getting ripped off. Which one you think outweighs the other? What I like or what I don't want to happen to my friends? Okay, so, I could be quiet and sit on the sidelines and not say shit too. But that just makes me an accomplice, bro. That just makes me an accomplice.
Yeah. For me, it's like when, and you see it so much more these days, where there's somebody getting actually assaulted on the street and people are standing there pulling their phones out instead of stepping in to do anything. And that's what this kind of thing is to me. I'm not going to get anything out of this. Nobody's going to refund. Nobody's going to do anything from that company because that's how they are. But I want you to know so that you don't get taken advantage of.
Yeah. So they ain't ripping off your money and then coming back and saying, oh, give me more money or take less back.
Yeah.
What kind of shit is that?
And another thing is, if you see somebody that clearly used somebody else's art and is trying to sell it as their own, I'm encouraging you to say something, not only to them, but to the original people, to everybody in the group, whatever it is that's selling it.
Well,
let them know.
Tell me that's what this one show on this network is about. This one show on this network gives you people the opportunity to come out and shine a light on shit like that or promote your book or whatever you want. Okay. What's your issue? Okay. Today, Chris and I had an issue. I had an issue with the guy trying to rip off my friend's art. Chris has an issue with the guy trying to rip off his customers on this game. We have mutual issues. There you go. Bad actors, people. There's a lot of them in the industry, not just the gaming industry, but the comic industry as well. Be careful. Don't give money. Don't give your $1 million to some clown who's going to screw you. Give your $1 million to somebody who's going to put a game in your hand.
I wish that would be. Dude, I think I would just about have a heart attack and die if I ever hit $1 million on a campaign.
I'm serious though. I don't get it how they can throw money at somebody who may or may not get you a crowdfunding. Oh, it's crowdfunding. You didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Anybody with that attitude, how do you give them money at all?
You don't deserve the support if that's your attitude for it.
Dude.
To me, this is if you yep. But if you put your trust in me to make a game, and if you put your trust in me to make games, books, whatever we're doing, it's going to get there. Hell or high water, it's going to get there. And
even if it costs him another $10,000, because I've already seen him do that. That's what I'm saying. He didn't tell his customers, you guys are going to have to take it in the ass on this. He took it in the ass on that.
And you know what honestly happened with some of that? I had people, and I did not ask. Keep in mind, I want that perfectly clear. I didn't ask for any of it. I had people offering to donate and say, "Hey, do you want us to help you with this? You already paid, Ben. You're going to get what you get. You'll get your thing. You already paid for it. You don't owe me nothing." That's my motto.
So, he didn't know that they were going to switch things up on him, and he had to eat it. Okay. This guy that made over $1 million wants to pass it on to the customer. This is exactly what people were talking about. Oh, they're just going to pass the cost on to the customer. Well, shitty people like that don't deserve your business, yo. They don't deserve your business. Go to a local printer. Look, the more people do local business, the more local prices are going to go down. I don't care if it's a butcher, a winery, whatever. The more people that do business in local businesses, small businesses, the more the prices in your area are going to come down on the things you buy. It's simple economics. If you're not buying anything locally, you're probably paying a lot of money. You gotta build an economy that works. It doesn't just come to you all pre-packaged.
Yeah.
Okay, if you
takes
really
work.
want to get rid of the tariffs and you want things to go back to normal, then for the time being, don't feed into the bad actors, no matter where they're working out of. Nike sweatshop shoes. How many of you people got $100 shoes cost $3 to make? You don't think you got ripped off? How much profit margin the motherfucker need? You get ripped off every time you buy something from that stupid country.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't last. Buy a brand new washing machine, get 2 years out of it. Brand new. Man, back in the day, them Kenmore, them Amanas, them things lasted forever.
They're still running.
Still running, yeah. And cost $20 to fix if something was messed up. You could open up the back, put a new... Come on.
Put a new belt on. Yep.
Whatever. It was like we let ourselves get screwed, and now we're getting screwed, guys. You got to pull out of it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of local printers that'll do newsprint comics for you, or a much thinner page than the 60 stock or whatever everybody thinks that an indie comic has to have now. I don't know who laid down these new rules, but they're just screwing you guys that are trying to get comics in people's hands. Make them as cheap as you can. You know, I mean, we're going to, like I say, we put them in a bag and board.
Mm-hmm.
We put them in the bag. We take care of them. It's not like they, if we like it, we're going to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good story. We're going to buy it. I guarantee you there's not a comic in this collection that I bought because it was.
And then when you get to the collected trade, then you can make it thicker because it's a special edition.
Omnibus, whatever you want to make out of it.
Yeah.
But we're talking about floppies, guys. Floppies were never meant to be $20 books. Quit doing that to your customers. You'll sell a shit ton more books, I promise. And more books in people's hands means more people are reading them. It's pretty simple stuff, guys. You know? Yeah, I got to go. I think we covered everything. What do you think?
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you, my kid was telling me he's down in Orlando for the band trip. He just went to the Harry Potter world, and I'm like, dude, I've been wanting to go there so bad.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
But on its way to you, a bottle of blood.
Yeah, tell everybody about that real quick.
It's funny. So this is the sample. It's the first sample batch of a cherry, Ghost Cherry Reaper hot sauce. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's for the slasher campaign for the book.
Just call it Blood Red Death.
I know, right? It does look like blood in the bottle.
I have to see how hot it is before I can throw name suggestions at it.
Yeah. Now, like I said, Autumn tried it in that video, and she did not react well to it. She it was too hot for her. But
yeah, I've seen it. Now Timothy,
it was funny.
Right there, Timothy, right there. $10 for 4 books, 0 through 3, $2.50 each.
Exactly.
Through Amazon.
But,
guys, I'm telling you, I don't care how thick the cover is. I don't care about the foil. I don't care about the 60-pound paper, whatever the hell. All I care about is whether or not it's a good story with decent art. Give me that. If it's on newsprint, I'm going to take exceptionally good care of it so that it lasts. Just like I do all these other comics in this room. That's another thing. You guys make these things so the paper's so thick that we can get not near as many in a box as we can regular floppies. I mean, they're this thick. Damn it, floppies like this.
Yeah. And again, those floppies from the 60s, 70s, 40s, 30s, they still exist. So that newsprint isn't going.
Yes.
It's not going to biodegrade in a couple of years.
I mean, that's what I mean. We take care of our book. We don't care what kind of paper you're using. We don't care. You don't have to make the damn book so expensive. And if they weren't so expensive, you'd sell a lot more to retailers. You'd sell a lot more to the thing. I'm just saying, it's really simple. It really is. And with that, like I said, Don't steal art.
Exactly.
Don't treat
Please
your
don't.
fans like shit. And then Chris and I don't have to do this.
Yeah. We hang out anyway. We don't need to do it on this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, we'd much rather be talking about game development and stuff like that than talking about bad actors in industries that we represent and care about.
You are a dangerous individual. Do you know why? When you said we'd rather talk about game development, that made me think, I wonder if people would actually give a damn about a bi-weekly or monthly thing where it comes on. Here's how you develop. Here's how you make one. And have people on that want to make something and walk them through how to do it.
I think that would be something that you would get people to watch, because there's a lot of people that are always talking about, I'd love to do a game of my creation, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if that would work. I'll have to put that out there.
Timothy, you want to make you want to be walked through how to build a game for your comic book? Let's find out. Let's find out what the chat thinks. What do you think, Timothy? Would you watch a show where you get walked through how to develop a game out of your IP? Hurry up and answer, damn it. We ain't got all day. There you go.
Thanks, Tim.
There you go. That might not be a bad idea.
I don't know why that came into my head as soon as you said that. I'm like, I wonder if people would actually want. I think I'll put a poll up. I don't know if I can put a poll up on Madness stuff, but I think maybe we'll do. Can I? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well.
Look, I'm sure there's a bunch of people. Like, I mean, I don't know how it would be like a series that has a beginning and an end. It's not like it was something that unless you were bringing guests out and actually walking them through it, then it would be.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I was thinking. You know, you'd have those ones where you explain what the different styles of board games are. But then if somebody wanted to come on and say, "Hey, I would like to do a game based on my, my IP. What would you recommend, or how would I do it?" And then that would be something I would like to do, something like that. But anyway, I don't want to push myself on nothing. So
he said, "This sounds good, but." And that's cool, because that's how you do it. Yeah, I don't want anybody just coming out here and going, "Oh, this is a great idea. I want to do it," and then burn out on it 2-3 weeks down the road because they didn't realize what they were getting into. Look,
if people want me to do it, I'll do it. We'll start it off with once a month, and then we'll see if people really like it. Then we'll go to twice. Then we'll go from there. You know what I mean?
I think what we'll do right now is, like, in those weeks where we don't have a game set up, or we're between streams, between RPG streams or something like we are right now, then we might throw a feeler out. Hey, anybody want to come out and talk about game development, and just throw that show into this time slot in those times when we don't have one. That way we're just keeping in this one time slot, and you don't have to do any other kind of schedule rearrangement. So yeah, look, people, we're just trying to bring you stuff that's helpful to you.
Exactly.
And I don't like coming out here and pointing out the bad actors and the shit in the yard. I don't like being the guy that has to do that. But I'm also at the same time not going to stand by and watch my friends get ripped off and burned. I'm just not built that way. Ain't gonna happen. Back in the day, we dealt with this shit way different. Just saying,
I got the hands to prove it. Yeah.
Back in the day, we dealt with this shit way different.
Hey, Tim, I primarily see what you wrote there about an FPS with the Doom engine, and I don't do the video games. I do board games, but I can promise you, I can make you an FPS board game that would feel like Doom, guaranteed. I don't even question.
He does board games and RPG style stuff.
Yes. Tabletop-y things.
Are we going to get to the point where it's live action and all that? Oh, hell yes. Slaughterville's going to be on fucking big screen someday.
Count
on that.
That's my dream.
Yeah, count on that. Board games are cool.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
We're going to talk to Chuck Dixon. We're going to find out, hey, man, who do we have to talk to get the movie people over here looking at us?
No doubt.
What do we got to do, Chuck, to get the movie people to look at Slaughterville? Come on. See, networking is how all this stuff happens, guys. It doesn't happen if you don't all talk to each other, get to know each other, collaborate with each other, bounce ideas off each other. That's how it happens. You know? Like Warhammer.
Oh yeah, I could any style you want, and that's the thing I would talk about during those game design things, the different types of games, how the fit would be, and how the feel would be psychologically or for the gamer of whatever you're trying to make. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there you have it, people. We do have a couple more shows tonight. We got ADHD Theater at 9 o'clock.
We do.
And the movie that they're talking, one of the movies they're talking about, we watched last night, and it was painful. Painful.
Really?
Seriously encouraging kids to embrace AI, and oh man, it was harsh. It was harsh. It was harsh. It was hard to watch. I gave it a 0.0 rating on the content.
Oh wow.
I don't care if it was a well-directed, movie, whatever you want to call it. I don't care anything about any of that. On content alone, I give it a 0.0. The other movie was Aladdin. That one's high, but I mean, the Ron Gone Wrong was whoa bad. It was hard to watch. It was really really glad my grandkids don't have Disney.
Yeah. And who are you on with then tonight? ADHD is with that's my brain freezing. Dustin?
Yeah, that's Dustin. I'm not on there. He's on the network. And then tonight, Freewheeling Fridays, I believe Tom Mason from Silverline is Ryan's guest. So that should just be funny because those guys are both, they're going to try to outdo each other with quotes and jokes, and it should be an entertaining watch, I'm sure. And then tomorrow, of course, Saturday Comic Talk with Ed Davis and Ed and Dash and whoever their guests are. And then 2 o'clock, there will be a Saturday hangout. Christy will be hosting it, but I will be at opening day of my grandson's baseball. It's opening day tomorrow, so I'm going to go watch Junior play ball, It's one of them few things that I will go do, and it to me it's as important as anything I do.
Mm-hmm.
I got to give the grandkids their time too. So, and then tomorrow Stephen B. And random stuff, John's Long Box, all that. Easter, I think I'm giving Dave the day off. Not gonna do an Easter draw stream unless 4 or 5 people hit me up and go, man, we're bored, let's set up a stream. Then I might set one up, but I'm not gonna set up an Easter Sunday draw stream. I'd more like rather that Dante did a 420 celebration.
Mm-hmm. That is coming up quick. Wow.
Yeah, it's like Sunday. Easter Sunday and 420 it shouldn't happen. It just should not happen. We're too busy getting laid out, not raised. I don't know how it's going to work. Y'all have a great Easter weekend. I don't even think I have a guest for Monday Madness yet. I've just been so busy. It's like, hey, if any of you got a campaign, you want to come out on Monday, got something to talk about, hit me up. Wait, I might have guests. I don't even know. That's how screwed up I am. Let me see. Look at my Google Calendar. Google Calendar on Monday says, I don't have anybody. I thought for sure I had 2 people for Monday. That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, we already talked. I won't be able to make it this Monday.
Yeah. I could swear I had 2 people lined up for Monday. If I told you could be on Monday Madness, hit me up because I don't. Spacing right now. I think I had offered Carissa one spot, somebody else the other day. Carissa then turned around and came out already. So, that kind of stuff. If you don't know who that is, check out Worthy Chaos. Go check them out right now. Check out laughingroad.com. Get all your Slaughterville stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gone Hunting, Gods of Metal. Just look, there's
You got
games over there for everybody.
We have the VLC campaign up. We have the novel coming. We got everything going on.
The novel's excellent, guys. Just saying, it was really good. Really, it starts right where the first one left off. And if you read the first one, you know that means it just goes from blood to bloodier. You know, it was really, really good. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
That's what Kat keeps telling me. Write the next one. Write the next one. And I'm like, I'll get on it. I'll get on it.
I am definitely looking forward to the next one. What's up, Ghost Pepper? I didn't even look at Pilled. I'm sorry, you guys. Look, I'm a little bit fired up about this shit we were talking about tonight. So if I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to the chat, it's because this I'm passionate about this stuff, man. Don't be ripping off my friends. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna put this on the featured video on my YouTube channel. People are gonna be looking at it for the next week. Bad Crow Games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, dude, don't treat your fans like that or you won't have any. It'd be that simple. You just won't have any. That goes for everybody else too. Don't treat your fans like shit. You won't have none.
You want reliable? There's the link.
What? A link? There you go. Yeah. There you go. The BLC too. Tons of stuff there. You can get everything in the director's cut game. You can get the whole kit and caboodle. You can piece it out, just the pieces you want of it. It's like totally self-contained. Everything's awesome. You can go and look at yesterday morning's gaming stream. You can watch us actually play
it.
You can watch us actually playing it, and you can see how not only easy it is, but you know, few of them people that were there with us had never played it before.
Right.
Okay?
That's the fun part. It's so easy to play.
Yeah.
That anybody can get into it, but it's got some depth and it's got a good narrative in it, and yeah, you'll like it. Check it out.
And it'll never be the same twice.
No.
All of Chris's games, man, it doesn't matter which one. There's no way you'll ever play the same game twice. It's always going to be a different experience. So
yeah,
you know,
over 18 locations, 24 different villains, 72 different characters. There's a bit of variety.
Lots of strategy involved, depending on how many people are playing. I mean, you play it differently as a one player than you would with three or four people playing. You got the cooperative aspect of it when there's more people playing. There's a lot of layers to this, man. And at the end of the day, it's still roll shitty dice and die. It doesn't matter. If you roll
I'm not evil at all.
Die. It's like that's all there's to it, you know. So like any good dice game, you never know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a bit frustrated yesterday because I threw Dante up there first, thinking Dante is a badass. He's gonna do just fine. Dante died.
No.
And then I had to be a goth girl.
Yep.
She died. I died twice.
The worst part of it was Karen was the one that got him.
And Karen was the
Remember
villain.
Karen? Yeah. She's the one that got Dante.
Yeah. She was the villain. Karen was the villain. You see what I'm saying? You can have a whole bunch of fun with these games, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Way more fun than you will with one that might get here for an extra $60 or you won't get all your money back. You're going to get way more fun out of a Laughing Road game than you are about one sitting on a boat or on its way back to China even.
Yep. So far, 15 years worth I've been doing this.
Consider the source who you're buying from. Ask questions. If they're doing overseas anything right now, it's probably going to end up being some kind of shady shit like what this guy's doing. So protect yourself.
Yes. Right?
Protect yourself. And that goes all the way across the board. Comics, independent films, everything, man. Protect yourself. All you guys. When there's upheaval, that's when the scammers find ways to slither through the cracks and cause more shit. You know.
If anybody does independent films, hit me up for a Slaughterville thing. We'll work on it.
Yeah, because because we seriously want independent films for the Roku network as well, but only independent films. There will be no Paramount or any of that. It'll only be independent films on the Roku network. And for anybody that's watched all the way till now, it's a lot closer than y'all know. So I'm gonna say,
This close.
say a whole lot of naysayers about to go. That crow tastes like shit. Bad.
Would you say they're eating bad crow, right?
It's bad crow. Yeah. It's gonna be bad crow. And the cool thing about it right now is that nobody can stop it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen regardless of which direction we have to go to make it happen. Nobody can stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Except me and Kaz, and we ain't going to stop it. That's all. Get ready, people. And another special thank you to Mark Ditko and Mort Todd coming out on that special edition on Wednesday. Had a great time talking to them guys. Cannot wait till September 27th now for Ditko Con. Something would have been really fun promoting, but now it's going to be way more fun. So, hands up, people. Big things coming.
Mm-hmm.
Big freaking things coming. We're having a fun time doing it. Chris, anything else you want to tell these fine people that gave us all their attention for all this time?
Appreciate you coming out. Stick with us every Thursday, every month. Well, actually, every day of the week. We have something going on almost 24/7. Yeah, it's going to be your go-to place for all the pop culture stuff you're going to want to need.
And not even just pop culture, because we got, we want it to be for all the things you love. If it's something independent and it's something you love and you want to do a show about it, or somebody that has a show you think would be a good fit over here, just let us know. We courting everybody, man. I was up in Fish Lee's inbox earlier. Hey, man, come on over here. Because I was talking to him about his countdown. I was like, and he said, well, we're going to do it on my network. I said, you want to simulcast?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, they were kind of restreamed, I can't do it to Facebook groups anymore. Yeah, no, I can't either, but I put it every place else. Every place else. So, talking to him about maybe doing some collaboration with him, get at least one of his shows on the network.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to grow, guys. The bigger it is, the bigger splash we get to make when we slap this thing up on Roku. And yeah. We do it. I'm kind of excited because I didn't know it was quite as close as it is. So, get ready, people. I am your Pops Van Zandt. I am out of here, Chris. I'll talk to you later.
See you, bud.
Go eat some.
Yeah.
Later, everybody.
Beyond the world we know is a place where reality bends and time stands still. A place where legends, fairy tales, and nightmares are real. A world where legends are born and destinies collide. Alice has spent her life lost in an interdimensional rift known as Wonderland, and it forged her into a deadly bounty hunter. With her ancient clockwork guardian Big Tin by her side, they hunt the things that stalk the shadows of Wonderland. Alice Lost in Wonderland issues 1 and 2 launch May 6 on Kickstarter. Follow along at GoMrFish.com.
and Mouse, Vipers. Giant child-snatching vipers are terrorizing New Orleans, pulling children from their homes in the middle of the night in their eagerness to take on human trafficking in the city. Cat and Mouse find themselves in the thick of it. Crime, action, drama, with a smattering of superheroics. Now, like Roland Mann said, our head honcho here at Silverline, go do some backing, and we appreciate your support.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens day.